The covert missions are the ones Tosh gives you. It's hard to classify the overall plot as you spend the first 2 missions gathering resources, but in the later missions it suddenly escalates into choosing between attacking 2 fortified positions. It's like 2 different sets of missions were combined into one story. Covert Mission 1, The Devil's Playground. In this mission you have to mine certain minerals while avoiding the lava. To help you, you're given the anti-building Reapers in a mission where you have to move quickly to avoid lava, and the fast-moving Hellions in a mission where you have to attack buildings. So both units would have been better in different missions. You can only complete this level by gaining 8,000 minerals, even if you destroy all the Zerg bases. This makes it different from several other missions where you automatically win if you wipe out all the enemy bases. I guess the difference is because the lava, rather than the Zerg, is the main reason why you can't mine. After completing this mission, Reyna learns that Tosh is one of Menk's former assassins, but doesn't object to him being on the Hyperion where he could easily sabotage something or assassinate someone. Given how Reyna is willing to let former ghosts on board the Hyperion, I'm surprised that Menks didn't have a ghost pretend to rebel against him, then have this ghost try to infiltrate Reyna's raiders. This would have been much more effective than using the criminal Tychus. Covert Mission 2, Welcome to the Jungle. In this mission, Reyna is willing to mine for gas on Protoss holy ground in exchange for money. Even though Reyna is friends with several Protoss, he never contacts them to ask for permission to extract this gas or to ask who the Tal'Darim are. It's like Reyna doesn't care about the Protoss anymore. You then go down to the planet, meet the Tal'Darim, and receive no information regarding who they are, just like everyone else in Wings of Liberty. According to the books, they're a small group of drug addicts who are separate from the Kala, meaning that they shouldn't have access to Kalai units such as High Templars, Zealots, or Immortals. They also aren't fanatics and don't have an army, so yet again Blizzard can't stick to its own canon. After gathering some gas, the Tal'Darim then start sealing their sacred gas vents to prevent you mining them. Odd that they didn't do this a long time ago to prevent people mining this gas. So you complete this level by getting enough gas before it's all sealed, or by destroying all the Protoss buildings. Had this been the only mission that contained the Tal'Darim, then I wouldn't have cared too much about their depiction in Wings of Liberty. Yes, it's incorrect to depict them as fanatics, but at least they would have been depicted as a small group of Protoss limited to one planet. Sadly, Blizzard wanted the player to fight against the Protoss in multiple missions, so the Tal'Darim are turned into a huge army of fanatics that are guarding several artifacts. Back on the Hyperion, Reyna learns what Tosh is planning and vows to keep an eye on someone who can turn invisible, rather than just throw them off the Hyperion. It seems that Reyna doesn't think his plans through very well. Covert Mission 3, Breakout. The second badly written mission where you have to make a choice. Nova, one of Menk's ghosts, claims that the Spectres are dangerous and have all gone on psychotic killing sprees, yet presents no evidence to back up any of these claims. She then tells you that you should side with her and attack Tosh. Strangely, Tosh doesn't deny the psychotic killing spree claims, though he never attacks anyone on the Hyperion, but says that Reyna should work with him to take down Menk. This choice is even more nonsensical than the safe haven Haven's Fall choice. From Reyna's perspective, he has no reason to trust Nova because she's working for Mengsk and might renegade on her promise. By contrast, he has every reason to trust Tosh, who he's been observing for at least 2 missions and is more likely to supply him with additional units. So if you choose to help Tosh, you head to the Dominion's most secure prison, which hasn't had a breakout in 50 years. Since the Dominion has only existed for 4 years, it's likely that most of the prisoners were arrested by the Confederacy, rather than the Dominion. In this mission you control Tosh with the AI controlling Reyna's units. You can also free some military prisoners who are kept right next to the vehicles that they know how to drive. Evidently the prisoners are too stupid to just steal a bunch of Diamondbacks and siege tanks, then try to break out. So after you destroy the Dominion base, all the guards retreat somewhere, allowing all the prisoners to escape from New Folsom and run around a deserted planet. Well, unless Reyna transports them somewhere else, or they're able to construct a starport and build some ships that can take them somewhere else. In the cutscene, Horner mentions that everyone who ever challenged Mengsk is free, but given that there were Spectres in prison, and a lot of people who knew how to drive military vehicles, it's likely that many were also dangerous criminals who are now free to go on a crime spree. Also, Horner claims that this revolution is about freedom, not vengeance, but Rayner only frees other people from the Dominion on Marsara. Also in the Rebellion missions, Rayner implies that he opposes Mengs because Mengs put psi emitters on Tarsonis and his rebellion is nothing to do with freedom. Afterwards you can talk to Ariel and learn that the Spectres weren't any more psychotic than ordinary people, though they're probably more dangerous because they can use psychic powers to attack people. Other Covert Mission 3, Ghost of a Chance. You can only play this mission by siding with Nova, which I only recommend doing if you prefer ghosts or don't like the canon choices. In this mission you play as Nova and fight Tosh's soldiers, which makes me think that Blizzard wanted to give Nova some screen time but couldn't come up with a good way to do this. Unlike Breakout, in this mission you control Nova and Rayner's Raiders, who both need to work together to destroy the 3 things Tosh needs to make Spectres. After completing this mission, Rayner claims that Tosh is evil, despite having no evidence to prove this. Nova then kills Tosh and sends Rayner the training manual for ghosts. So unless Rayner has some psychics on board his ship, it's not clear how he's going to be able to train ghosts. While a normal person might assume that siding with Nova and helping the Dominion kill the Spectres might affect how Mengs views Rayner, and vice versa, Blizzard decided that this choice shouldn't have any effect on any other mission. I feel this is a missed opportunity to allow Rayner missions where he could try and improve his relationship with the Dominion. Conclusion. Regarding Tosh, I felt he was a more consistent character than Ariel, as he was always working towards a specific goal, creating more Spectres. By contrast, Ariel will praise you for killing infested Terrans one mission, then condemn you for killing them the next mission. Unlike the colonist missions, the premise of these missions is less coherent, as the goals of the final mission bear little connection to the goals in the previous missions. I'm unsure whether Blizzard wanted to surprise the player by having them play 2 mundane missions, then ramping up the stakes, or whether they wanted some gathering missions and couldn't think of a good final mission to go with them. The way these missions unfold means they have 2 separate plots. The first plot is about getting resources, while the second one is about creating or hindering the creation of Spectres. As little attempt was made to combine these plots together, they feel disjointed rather than 2 parts of a coherent story. I feel that if in the first mission Tosh had offered Rayner access to Spectres if Rayner could acquire the raw materials required to make Spectres, then the overall plot of these missions would have been more coherent, because from the very start there's a link between getting these resources and the units in the final mission.